being able to play? If so, how are you going to handle the quarterback situation this week? We use both. Did you know he's going to start? Kind of give us a heads up of what to expect there.
You know, to answer the first question, I'm not sure if Hudson will be available or not. You know, Ryan Brown will start the game on Friday. You know, I think just the way he played, it would be unfair not to. So, you know, we'll see about Hudson's availability moving forward.
And this kind of take us back. At what point last week did you decide, hey, I'm going to call this offense? And ultimately, why did you make that decision?
I think it was like Thursday morning at 2:30 in the morning. You know, the week of the Wisconsin game, I spent learning the vocab, learning the rules within the offense. I didn't feel comfortable calling it that game just because I wouldn't be able to spit out plays fast enough. But, you know, I got to midweek last week and felt like I had the vocab down enough to know what play I wanted to get to. And so I just felt like me calling the game was going to give us the best opportunity to put points on the board. And so that's why I made the decision I made.
And you're going to continue to call the offense?
Yes.
Okay. And just talk about Jason Simmons' role now.
You know, he's organizing. He's been awesome for me. Just bouncing. The whole offensive staff has done a great job of being creative and bouncing ideas off of each other. And then he'll put the script together for practice. Upstairs he gave me a lot of good insight on game day. And so that's kind of how we're operating right now.
Could you have even envisioned Ryan Brown playing like he did, especially in the second half?
He had a great week of practice. Really, the last 2 weeks he's practiced well. You always appreciate like his energy and enthusiasm as a competitor, and he spent a lot of time in preparation this past week. So the things we saw during the game is what we were seeing during practice. Obviously, you don't know what it's going to look like until you get in live situations. And really, the first half, I thought he played well as well. Just we weren't making plays or drives weren't getting extended. We had a holding call on an explosive run that would have got us in the red area. Had a drop ball on the fade that I thought was thrown beautifully. So, you take those two plays and maybe you get points on those two drives. And now you look at his game and he had a fantastic game. So I'm proud of the way he played, and it's because of the way he prepared. And, I'm looking forward to watching his growth and maturation this week.
How would you compare calling an offense to calling a defense? Is it a different rhythm, different?
It's way different. It was fun. Like, I enjoy feeling like you have an impact on the game. It was good to see the guys have fun with some of the new wrinkles that we threw in, and obviously you're there in the thick of it, right down on the wire, and you got the ball in your hands. Like that's what you want in a tight ball game against a good opponent. So obviously disappointed that we lost. Would have loved to win that game for our guys. But yeah, it was definitely a different experience.
You're saying like intellectually it's different, like from a football standpoint?
Well, yeah, like defense you're sort of reacting and anticipating, and offense like you kind of what the play is before the defense does, and it's sort of a chess game. You try to present pictures and run plays that set up other plays. So it is a different chess match there.
When Jason was in here, he said there's plans for maybe playing Hudson and Ryan together at some point, or you will have plans for both of them to play. How distinct are those? A plan for each of them right now? Can they execute one game plan? Do you have to have different wrinkles for them?
I told both of them, like, this is the way we're going to play moving forward, and so they both got to be able to execute that style of play, and I think they both can and are athletic enough to do so. So yeah, I'm excited about what that'll look like.
What would it mean for this defense to play with the lead, especially early in a game right now?
I think it would what would it mean? I don't know. We try to preach not looking at the scoreboard and not letting momentum swings sort of affect the way you play. And so I would hope it wouldn't mean anything, right? If we can only play with the lead, that would not be good. And so, we got to try to hold people as less as points as possible, and we got to try to score more than our opponent on offense.
I guess the other way to ask that, though, is like, because for the most part you have played from behind for not just the season, but even going back to last season.
Mm-hmm.
So how bad does this team, I guess, need to have to see some of the successes you're having on offense in the first half actually reach fruition instead of kind of having some stumble along the way?
Yeah, I mean, I think collectively as a team, it would do well just in terms of our morale if we were leading in the game. I could say that.
Did you have any communication with the Big Ten about the fumble that Altmaier did or didn't have in that last drive for them?
No, I'm still waiting on some feedback.
Did you get a sense of the guys kind of rallying around Ryan leading up to Saturday?
Obviously, your quarterback gets hurt, and your backup is thrust into the starting role. The team is going to get behind whoever that individual is. I do think Ryan. He exudes confidence and is vocal, and I think, and he's a tough kid. Like he likes to go play, and I do think the guys fed off of that energy a little bit, especially there. That mid to late third quarter, fourth quarter. It was fun to watch. So, I think they were excited about the way he played, and ultimately, if he played well, that means the guys around him played well as well. So, I just offensively they did a good job, especially in that second half.
How much has he grown in terms of just understanding the position from last year when he played against Northwestern to Saturday?
Well, Saturday he didn't make some of the bonehead mistakes he made in the Northwestern game, but I also wasn't his position coach a year ago, and I didn't sit in the QB room and go through meetings. So this is my first glimpse of what he is as a quarterback in terms of studying and preparing. And like I said, the last 2 weeks I've been impressed with both he and Hudson and the amount of time and the amount of detail that they spend in meetings and translating that to practice.
What did you learn in terms of your team's ability and willingness to fight on Saturday?
We had talked all week about no matter what happens, you got to go out there and fight for 4 quarters. That can't be, I'm watching ESPN on, what was that, Friday of the, before we played at dinner, and the commentator was going through the games of the week and got to our game and said, this will be an easy win for Illinois, as Purdue has quit on the season. And so that bothered me real bad. Not that we got picked to lose the game, but just that the perception out there is that we've quit on the season. So had a discussion with our team in our team meeting that night. Had a different sort of speech / meeting prepared, but just talk to them about it. I don't care what you're doing in life. I don't care where you're at, what your occupation is. As a man, don't ever let the perception be that you quit when things got tough, or that you quit when adversity hits, because in life, as in football, adversity is guaranteed. And so at the bare minimum, it should be that you fight. You know what I mean? And so that was also the message at halftime. Because here in the recent history, when we've been down like that at half, it has snowballed. And so at halftime, I'm like, hey, we talked about this last night. At the bare minimum, you need to go out there and fight. And so They did, and my belief is that the team's willingness or ability to fight when things aren't going their way won't be in question. Because if it is, then I'm gonna have a real problem.
How does the short week work now, especially coming off a pretty emotional game, and especially preparing for a pretty formidable opponent here in Oregon?
Yeah, it means a lot of time not spent in the bedroom. You just got to prepare a little bit faster. We'll practice tonight and Tuesday night and Wednesday night and Thursday night, which is actually a good thing because we play Friday night, right? So we haven't been under the lights yet. So you just speeds up your process and a little bit more hours on the front end of the week studying and game planning.
What jumps off the tape at you about Oregon?
Man, they are talented, very, very talented. Big, physical, fast. They got, at every position they got playmakers. They shoot. They're the number 2 team in the country right now, and for a reason, right? They just beat Ohio State at home in a close, competitive ball game. I know Dan Lanning. He's a great coach. He does things the right way, and his guys are always competitive and tough and physical. So it'd be a great match.
Coach, what qualities do Ryan and Hudson possess that make them essential leaders?
What quality? They are, first and foremost, like, they have belief in themselves. I think as a leader, if you don't believe in yourself, it's hard to get people to follow, right? They're also very intelligent individuals and have a plan and know how to get guys to execute that plan. They're also easy to talk to, and just by their nature, people gravitate to them. I think that is some of the main things that they have in common that make them good leaders.
Are you having fun right now, getting a chance to call the offense? And what was the last time you really got to assert your own voice into an offense like the one you have?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that was my first time, right? Like that, I've never coached an offensive position, never spent that any time on that side of the ball as a coach, and so definitely a different experience. But it was fun because the kids made it fun, and obviously when they are having success and you sort of see some of the things that you thought would work, like it's enjoyable because the guys are having fun.
Oregon plays about as fast as you can play on both sides of the ball. What do you do to try to slow them down? Is it a ball trying to control the clock as much as possible in a perfect world? I mean, they're about as fast as you can get.
Yeah, I know. There hadn't been anybody yet figure out that, right? So obviously, the more possessions they have, the more opportunities they have to put points on the board. So we'll have to be strategic offensively about wanting to play with pace, but also understanding that the possessing the football is at a premium. And then on defense, we got to be able to get off the field and take advantage of opportunities on third down to do so.
Any other questions for Coach? All right, thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it.